fascinating because now these threats from ISIS, whether new or old, have spread to the United States, Karen.
Well, we've seen some videos this week where purported to come from ISIS, and I have no reason to think they don't. But
But they're old
specifically,
videos, aren't they?
right? But there's specific threats, and of course, I mean, who wouldn't think that they would love to create mayhem in this country? So it's really hard, I think, for people as they go about their daily business to kind of not look over their shoulder a bit as you go into a shopping mall or a subway or whatever. And I think U.S. officials have been trying to calm people down, to reassure them. But again, I mean, this is the power of this sort of media and social media strategy that ISIS has been following.
So security in D.C. and New York and
you can
cities around the country tightened.
And you can see sort of tragic things, anecdotal, like sort of schools across the country cancelling field trips to Washington, D.C. because it's sort of just too frightening for parents to handle. I have to say, having grown up in London in my childhood, I mean, every other year or every year you would hear a bomb going off. I was working for a British newspaper whose offices were bombed. I mean, our windows blew in. It's not something I wish on anyone, but in Europe, we've lived with this for decades. And you can see that even despite the terrible attacks in 9/11, for a lot of Americans, this is still new territory. And the reaction is to try and sort of pretend that somehow it can be wished away, that it can be stopped completely. And I think that is the really dangerous politics that we see at the moment. And I think it may be more dangerous for the Democrats right now, which is that the truth is, actually nobody knows how to make the Islamic State threat go away. Nobody has a convincing idea for just making them disappear and for making the world safe again. And that's really, really dangerous for incumbent parties. And it's tremendously empowering for noisy opposition parties who can pretend that there are magic solutions.